Hello everybody, it's Braden here with the T-Storm Chasers, just coming to you with a new weather video, and today we're going to be going over our winter forecast for the rest of the winter. So, this is going to be a bit of a longer video. It's going to be a little bit more in-depth than a normal weather video from us would be, but we're going to be getting into a few things, including our climate up to now from the National Weather Service here in Sioux Falls. And then we're going to be going over some Climate Prediction Center models here, 1 month, 3 month outlook here. And then also look at the drought monitor. Always great to know what is going on with how much drought we're seeing around the area. And then we're going to be going and looking at some European model forecasting for the rest of the video. So we're going to be looking at two things there. So all of that, we're going to get into it here, but we're going to start off with our climate here. So this is from today, so this is a climate report here. This came out at 4:23 p.m. here on the 10th of January. So today, 28 maximum temp here, 15 is the low at 2:28 a.m. here. So good to know there. But what we're interested in is this down here. This is what we're interested in for the rest of our time looking at this right now. So today we did get 1/10 of an inch of snow. Record value was 4.8 inches there in 1975. A normal value for a normal day in January today, our normal value for today, January 10th here, based on past factors, is 0.2 inches. So last year we had a trace of snow here, but we are above that right now. And then pretty much all of our values in terms of comparing it to last year, we are kind of blowing them out of the water at this point. So we've had 0.1 inches of snow here this month, which fell today. Normal value would be 2.6 inches. We are 2.5 inches off of that in the negative. Last year we did have 0.3 inches of snow. So compared to last year, we're kind of lacking right now. We're 0.2 inches off, but compared to December 1st, we've had 12.1 inches since December 1st. 11.3 is the average. We are 0.8 inches more than our normal value, and we are 3.7 inches off of last year in the positive. Since July 1st, that's when they kind of reset all of our snow totals and prepare for the next winter. 20.4 inches here in the Sioux Falls area at the airport has been recorded since July 1st. A normal year would see 18.9 inches, but we are 1.5 inches in the green. And last year we only had 4.7 inches at this time. So last year we were 4.7 inches off of that total. So very, very active in terms of the year so far, but we are not done with our winter. It is only January 10th. I know we've kind of been, over the last month, we've been lacking. We had that very active stretch of weather from pretty much just before Thanksgiving all the way till about the 10th of December, and that was kind of our winter at that point up to now. But we have some more stuff to go over. So La Nina is persisting at this point. 75% chance of a transition to ENSO neutral during the January through March of 2026 timeframe. ENSO neutral is likely through at least the northern hemisphere late spring 2026. So all the way until probably early June is what we'll see ENSO neutral conditions for. And if you guys are wondering what ENSO is, it is the El Nino Southern Oscillation, which basically is right down here in the Pacific Ocean, and that kind of helps control our weather pretty much. That is what we're looking at. So ENSO neutral is likely through at least the northern hemisphere late spring, like we said. But the thing that I wanted to show you guys from the Climate Prediction Center is our 1 month temperature outlooks and our precip outlooks. So here below average up in the northeast here, and then parts of the Dakotas. northeastern South Dakota and much of the North Dakota area and Minnesota there is looking at above or below average temperatures for the rest of the month. And then all of this down here in the southern parts, and then in the west here, above average temperatures for this time of year. And then here in the Sioux Falls area, we are just on that border of the below and equal chances. So equal chances meaning we'll stay between or around the 27-degree average that we have at this time of year. And if you guys would like to see what I'm talking about here, we're going to go here, and then I will go to climate graphs and data. So our average for this time of year, this is the normal high. Most of this month is going to be 27 to 28 degrees. Our normal high is 27.2, and our normal low is 8.5 degrees. So keep that in mind when we talk about averages. So we're looking at either above or below that 27 to 28 degree mark at this point. So going back here to our monthly temp outlook, we're going to back out of that and go to our monthly precip outlook. So majority of the United States is looking at equal chances, except for parts of the west here in that above average category, and then Florida and parts of the southern states here in that below average category, and then most of southern Texas there looking at below average precip. But here in the Sioux Falls area and points around there, we're at that equal chances area. So what is equal chances for us right now? Equal chances is 0.6 inches here of precip. That is normal for us. And then the normal snowfall here is 8 inches of snow. So above average precip for the western side of the United States, and then equal chances for us here in the Central Plains. Looking at our seasonal temperature outlook, that goes from January, February, and March of 2026, we have parts of northern South Dakota here in the below average category, and then us here in the Sioux Falls area are looking at equal chances. And then this swooping effect here for our above average temperatures, so parts of Florida being in the big category there, and then over by El Paso, and then parts of New Mexico are looking at the highest chance of above average temperatures. But here in the Sioux Falls area, we're still in that equal chances. All of Iowa, all of Nebraska, parts of southern Minnesota, southern South Dakota is in that equal chances category. So I know equal chances doesn't really narrow it down much for a winter forecast, but it kind of gives us a guessing range of what we're looking at that will be helped by model guidance that we will look at here in just a second. But I did want to show you guys one thing here. This is the NOHRSC analysis. This is looking at our season-to-date accumulated snowfall, and you can't see that because it's zoomed in too much, but this is the season-to-date total snow in inches. So majority of South Dakota has received over 10 inches, this area here, and then parts over by Wall, and then of course in the Black Hills there, we have seen over 10 inches of snow. But what we're looking at here, there in the Sioux Center area, they've received 26.4 inches of snow. And the farther you go to the east, you're going to see more and more snow. Parts of Iowa there receiving over 30 inches of snow so far this winter. But up to the north, 22 inches, 21 inches over by Bismarck, 19.6 inches, like we said earlier, in the Sioux Falls area. But that isn't at the airport because it is 20.2 inches at the airport. So, but majority of the East River side has seen more than 10 inches, between 15 to 20 if you take an average there. So we are definitely beating out our total from last year, so more snow than last year. And then we also have still more time in winter to get more snow. So that came from the 1st of October till yesterday, the 9th of January. But So looking at our snowfall this year, we haven't done too terrible, especially in comparison to last year. We've already beat that number. So let's look and see if we're going to get some more snow, which I can tell you very much so. We are definitely going to be getting more snow, but when is it going to be coming? That is the question. So this is our temperature anomalies here. So this is 7-day temperature anomalies. So this goes from Saturday the 10th to the 17th. So this looks at every 7 days pretty much. So we'll go day to day. So as you guys will know, Saturday the 10th to the 17th, and then the next scan will be for the 11th through the 18th. So as we move later on into the month, we'll see all those temps kind of try to return to normal. As we get later on into the month, we'll start to see those temps return back to normal, if not below average. So this is the 10th of February to the 17th of February. As you guys can see, we're starting to see those blues, and those blues are below average temperatures for majority of the United States. Actually, we're only seeing below average temps for the southern states there, Texas, Florida, parts of Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi, and then Louisiana and South Carolina too. So we'll start to lean back into those colder temperatures as we get into the February time frame, and that is when I assume most of the rest of our snow that we are going to get for the winter will come. So looking into our precip anomaly, which tells us pretty much how much rain we are going to be looking at. The white is going to be normal, the green is going to be above normal, and that brown to the red here is going to be the below average. The more you get to the red, the less precip you're going to get in general. But over the next few weeks to the next month, we're going to be staying in that around average category, maybe even possibly dipping into the above average category in parts of North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. But majority of the Dakotas and the northern plains are looking at around normal for precip. So for the rest of the season, I'm pretty much looking at 1 to 2 more bigger snowstorms, so like 8 inches plus, and then we're going to be seeing numerous, so 3 to 5 more kind of 4 to 8 inch totals possible. I would assume those would be on the lower side, but forgive me if I'm wrong. 3 to 5 more 4 to 8 inch snow total days are possible. So those two, we usually get more snowstorms in the January, February time frame, but this January is looking a little bit warmer, so we're looking at them being later into February. So that is all I have gotten for this weather video. I mean, it was kind of on the a little bit longer side, and I apologize if I stumbled my words. I have not made one of these videos in a very long time, and I'm trying to get back into the swing of things when it comes to kind of doing these longer term videos. If you have any questions, comment down below. If I didn't explain something clearly enough, also comment down below. I'll try to explain it as best as I can. I'm going through all of these courses as we speak, or I've already gone through all these courses for my meteorology degree, so I will be able to explain that as best as I can in the comments down below. So if you guys have any suggestions, comments, anything, put them down below, what you want to see in my longer formed forecasts. So thank you very much for listening to today's video. If I missed anything, of course, comment down below. So thank you very much, and have